Greetings, everyone. Happy Friday. How y'all doing today? I'm the Moon Mama, and we are in a Venus day. Happy Venus Day. I'm going to say it again because I have to. The astrology is so incredibly intense. This is incredible what's happening astrologically. To be living through what we're living through, to be conscious, alive, capable of being aware of yourself right now through the astrology that's happening is remarkable. We are having profound astrology. I wish everyone spoke this language. I wish everyone could see it, which is why I'm here talking about it, because I know that some people do see it and get it, and I can't keep it to myself. That's what it is. It's like I literally cannot keep it to myself. And so today is a Venus day. Venus is currently at the 24th degree of Aries, conjunct Chiron, you all. So before I go into that, I'm the Moon Mama, and on Fridays I ask for donations, reciprocity, because Venus rules reciprocity. What you put out, you get back. If you get benefit from this, if you have value that comes to you and your experience from this work that we're doing here in our Master Nodal class, I invite you to donate to me. And you can do that at Cash App, which is $ Monique Ruffin, and Venmo at @Monique-Ruffin, or PayPal, Monique C. Ruffin at gmail.com. Okay, so now let's dive in. And thank you in advance for your donations. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. The donations just help me know, like, okay, they get it, they value it. You know what I mean? It's not even about the amount or any of that. It's just the reciprocity piece. Okay, so today the sun is conjunct Mercury in Gemini. Venus is conjunct Chiron in Aries. So this is a Venus day, so I'll start with that. So Venus is about our senses. Venus is the most significant aspect of ourselves as a woman, especially now, because many of us are cut off from our feelings. And we're cut off from our feelings for various reasons. But it's really just trauma, like when the Venus energy means that you're sensitive and you can really feel, and you really have the capacity to allow your feelings to lead you. But in order to do that, you have to trust. You got to trust yourself. You got to trust your gut. You have to have been, sort of raised in an environment where you were taught to trust yourself. And this is the Venus energy, just trusting yourself. It's not about trusting what you see. It's not about trusting what other people say. It's literally trusting yourself through the sensory power, through understanding. Like, there's a woman in my life, and when things, she'll be like, oh, my gut doesn't feel that. Like, my stomach hurt when they said that, because she was aligned to her own sensory system. And this is Venus. So people who are a Taurus, people who are a Libra have access to this, or if you have a lot of planets in those places, they have access to the sensory feeling thing. It truly is the living embodiment of living from your gut. Because Venus is what your body tells you. It's like, oh, my body says that's okay. My body says yes to that. Where the moon is your intuition. It's, like an inner knowing. And they're different. And they're both important. And you can cultivate both of them, which is why I'm here doing this work, because you must cultivate them. As this world is changing, you must become someone who can trust your internal feelings, how you feel in environments, how you feel with a certain person, how you feel and you must be able to also know your intuition, your instinct, your knowing that is inside. And these are invisible faculties, just like you can see, just like you can hear, just like you can taste. You also have intuition, you have gut instinct, and these relationships to these planetary energies inside of you will help you develop them, which is why I'm always saying, come get your natal chart done so you can understand how you're meant to function. Now that I understand that I have a Pisces rising, which means that Neptune and Jupiter rule my ascendant. So Neptunian, that means that so now I'm like, oh, my intuition, I listen more now. I'm listening for how my body feels. I'm paying attention to it rather than looking at what I see, because I understand my chart. So that's why it's very important for you to understand your chart. And you don't have to come to me to get it. You really don't. Just learn your chart. Just learn it, because you're going to need it. So Venus is our sensory feeling. It's our taste buds. It's our smelling. It's hearing. All of that is Venetian stuff. Plus your skin. How you feel when you touch your skin. How something, when you have an experience and the hairs rise up on your arms. All that is Venus. All that is a part of your power. All that is a part of your directing force on this planet that helps you know. When you see animals, know that something is coming before it happens, because they have a sensory system that allows them to know, oh, the weather is changing. Oh, they can hear it. They can smell it. You are that too. You just have been conditioned out of it. You've been conditioned out of it, so you don't trust it. So Venus is now conjunct Chiron in Aries. Oh, this is so powerful, because Chiron in Aries is the wound to the self. And many of us have that. And that's the wound to your identity. When you stop having confidence, when you stop trusting yourself, what happened? And oftentimes we are born into families where things weren't worked out. So the same issue will come from one family member to the next until somebody says, I am going to heal this identity crisis. So for me, y'all, what a powerful day it is for me right now. Whew. In my family, I had a tremendous experience of feeling like I didn't belong. I just felt otherworldly, and it that wrecked my self-esteem. Like, I never felt like I belong. And how it looked in this interesting way. Like, I grew up in a family, all sorts of stuff, but the people that I loved the most were singers. They were musicians. And I've shared with you guys how, like, my aunt sang for Barry White and Marvin Gaye, and and I really wanted, and I couldn't sing, you guys. I couldn't sing. So, when you're in that environment, it's like, oh, they're looking for a new background singer. They were going to never come to me to ask, because I couldn't sing. So my aunt would be going to her friends. Oh, we're going to do, and they would have groups, and I just, I mean, even now, my heart is breaking over how I felt about not being able to do that, not being a part of that, and how that made me feel isolated. And then I had a mother who was light-skinned with long hair, and I wasn't. And so all these ways that I began to work against my own identity by wanting to be like others, by comparing myself. They're this, I'm not. She's that, I'm not. They have that, I don't, right? Like, these are wounds to the identity. These are the ways that we betray ourselves, abandon. These are the ways that I betrayed myself, the ways that I abandoned myself. And so while I'm doing this work, I really want to you want to come into the things that you did, because what happens is we project these things out like people are doing it to us, but it's really coming from inside. So on a day like today, it's like, okay, I forgive myself for abandoning myself. Oh, I love myself. I forgive myself for thinking that I wasn't beautiful, or thinking that I wasn't enough because I couldn't sing like everyone else did. I forgive myself for all the ways that I hated myself and talked bad to myself and thought bad about myself because I was different. I forgive myself for abandoning myself because I was different. And this is the work that we have to do to begin to reintegrate. And you can tap your body. You know, one of the things that I've been experiencing now, as I've been accepting myself and accepting that I'm different, that I have always been different, I have been able to be myself with others. I've been able to be in the conversations that I had typically would have said, oh, they don't care about that, or they're gonna think I'm weird. Which is why I'm doing this now. Like, I just decided, like, okay, I know how important this nodal work is. I know others don't get it, but I'm gonna come and talk about it, even though people might think it's weird, because I've started accepting myself and accepting how my mind works and how I think and how I process this reality. And the more that I do it, the more that I attract people to me who speak the same language, who are like me, who want the same things, who when I sit down to talk, they sit down to listen. Or when they sit down to listen, when they sit down to talk and I sit down to listen, right? But it comes from a deep acceptance of self. It's not because others have changed, it's because I have changed. And the Venus conjunct Chiron is a deep acceptance of your true self and feeling about yourself. How do you feel about yourself? This is what Venus and Chiron is. Really getting to the core and understanding that if you have people in your life who lie to you, who cheat, who are dishonest, that they are a reflection of you. They are a mirror. They are mirroring to you how you are with yourself. And the moment you come into deep acceptance and love of yourself, the moment the people that are not being loving, accepting, and truthful will go away and new ones will come. Or the ones who are being lying, whatever, they will change. They will change based upon your frequency. This is a frequency conversation. It's always a frequency conversation. And I really want you all to, I hope, as I was walking here, I wanted to say that I hope that you guys aren't just listening to me and watching my journey and my process. If you are, that's just the first step. You have to embody this. You must embody this work for yourself. You must embody it. So when I say, where have you abandoned yourself? Think about, where have you abandoned yourself? When I say, where have you, wanted other people's approval over your own? Think about that. Journal about it. Write it down. Own it. Claim it. Forgive yourself. Then do the work of, I forgive myself for not thinking I was good enough. I forgive myself for not speaking up. Like, really think about this stuff. Are you guys thinking about this stuff? Do you actually take this work into your own private time away from social media to integrate? Do you do that? I'm asking. Do you? Or are you just listening? Or is this just a show? Because I'm doing it so that everyone has understanding of what's being asked of us right now cosmically. And cosmically, what we're being told to do is to begin to live from the inside out. And the conversation I'm having is one that directs you to the inside, rather than from the outside, like they did something to me, to a conversation of like, what did I do to attract that? That's what this conversation is. So are you doing it? Yes or no? Hearts, like, are you? Because if you're not doing the actual practices, and I'm assuming that you're not because no one's giving me any hearts or any comments or anything. If you're not doing the practices, you're not doing anything. Like, literally, this is not going to stick if you're not actually going to embody it. Okay. So, Chiron conjunct Venus, self-forgiveness around your identity and how you see yourself. And then today, the Sun is conjunct Mercury. So this is about the story you're telling about yourself. How your perception about reality is based upon your own self-esteem. And this is a question of, do you feel like, do you believe that you can do anything? Do you believe that you're protected? Do you believe that, your words are real? Do you believe that your mind has power? Do you believe in your connection to this reality? Do you believe it? Do you speak it? You know, are you excited for your connection to the cause? Like, it's an internal conversation. Your perception is built in your childhood. So when I was younger, my perception was that black people were doomed because of white people. That was literally my perception of the world, because of all of the media, the stories, my father, the environment. Black people were doomed. And so I walked into a world and I experienced that because that was my perception. So I had to go deconstruct that perception, which is like the colonized mind. The colonized mind says that there are people outside of me that have more power over me than I have over myself. So I had to deconstruct that perception and construct a new one, a new story that said, everything is serving me. Everything works out for me. I'm right where I'm meant to be. And all the things that are challenging are actually growing me. They're actually supporting me in evolving and becoming who I'm really meant to be. I had to begin to tell myself that daily, thousands of times a day, so that I could begin to meet reality with a new belief that something else could come. So that when I ran into a white person, I didn't have an immediate narrative that they were out to get me. And if they were out to get me, that would serve me, that it would always serve me. I had to recode my mind, my perception, my body to understand that that reality is going to follow my thoughts. It's not going to follow anything that has power over me unless I give it that. So I had to get really clear about how reality worked so that I could begin to inform myself with truth about reality and myself that would override any traumas, external experiences, legacies from my parents, and karma that I carried in from another lifetime. I had to begin to override it with a new idea. And as I did that, I began to experience new things. And so today, the sun in Gemini, and the sun is our expression, literally your expressed perception, your expressed ideas, how you express yourself. It's like people are like, oh, I'm not creative. That's a belief system that you then express. If you don't believe you're creative, we think creativity is music and dance. No, creativity is just being. It's just breathing. So when you say I'm not creative, you literally cut your life force off because you're saying a lie that has to become true. Like understanding that what we think and say becomes true. So if you say, I have everything I need, I am connected, I am safe, everything is always working out for me, the universe hears that and it has to be true. And that is what the expression of your words, your language, you're speaking it into existence. And then the sun conjunct Mercury, your thoughts, you think it all the time. It's like a song in your head that won't stop playing. I think I'm amazing. I think I'm good. I think I have everything I need. I think like you want to be in a real frequency that allows you to emanate a new projected reality. So there's that. So the sun and Mercury conjunct one another in Gemini at the 9th degree, which is about your faith. It's literally about faith. How do you secure your faith? What is your faith in? My faith is in cycles because they never change. They never change, which is why I'm here talking about this all the time. The cycles have been doing the same thing for billions of years. My faith is in them, and I know that they are created by the cosmic creator. That thing that never changes, that is eternal, is created by the thing we call God, source, right? So I put my faith in the cycles. That's why I follow them. Because I know, like, oh, this cycle is closing. That means this energy is going away. Oh, this cycle is beginning. That means this energy is coming. And I can put my faith in it. I can trust it. I know, because it's been happening for billions of years. Where's your faith? Where are you putting it? What are you anchoring your faith in? What are you anchoring your faith in? And once you get clear about what your faith is anchored in, then you can rest in that. Like tomorrow is going to come, because you know the sun is going to rise, because it's always done that every day of your life. It rises. It doesn't stop. The clouds might block it, but you know it's going to, so you know, I can start again. You can put your faith in that, right? That's something real. You can put your faith in. What are you putting your faith in? Because your faith is the key to actually getting you to where you are going, what you're meant to be doing, who you're meant to be. Because if you put it in the world is collapsing right now. That's not going to work. So with that, you all, oh, wow, I feel exhausted just saying all that. The moon is in Cancer, and the moon in Cancer is about our family patterns, our mother. So today is a day where we get to do some repatterning work around what we learned in our homes growing up, and it's just literally forgiving yourself and knowing that we're evolving. I get to change, I get to grow, I get to let that go, I get to be different. That's it. It's simple. I get to be different. I'm having such a unique experience. One of the things that I see in my reality, because I'm Neptune ruled, is I see the same patterns in the 3D reality show up with different people. So I used to be friends with a woman who was a light-skinned woman, and she was somebody who was very connected to her partner. And that relationship ended because in that relationship, I wasn't being true to myself. I was collapsing my power into her because I felt like she had a husband and he had it. So what they have is better off than what I have. And I was like the third wheel in their relationship, but a friend. We've been friends since we were all 10 and 11 years old. And then I realized that I can't fully be myself here. This is not really aligned to who I am. I'm becoming something different. I'm becoming a new person. I'm not a Christian any longer. I see the world through a different lens. I'm doing things. This energy doesn't work for me any longer. So I shook it off. And now I have another friend who is like my business partner. She's light-skinned with curly hair. She's also very devoted to her partner, but she is also devoted to our relationship. And I make my needs known. I speak up. And it is so healing to be able to be my full self in a relationship with a woman who is a friend, who is a business partner, to literally, because many women believe that their sense of self is anchored in a partner that is a man in marriage, and that's not my truth. And I have been holding that with other women because the whole world believes that every woman is looking for a husband, and I'm not looking for a husband. And so I have finally gotten really clear about what I'm up to, what my devotions are, and I can hold that in space with somebody who isn't like me. I'm not collapsing my energy thinking I should be doing I'm no longer comparing myself. I'm no longer, using her life, the person outside of me, as a mirror of what I should aspire to. I am aspiring to be truer to myself. And I can do that while being in friendships and relationships with others. I can have all of that. I can be myself and be with others who are being themselves and not be offended. And maybe sometimes I am offended, but I can take responsibility for that because I am responsible for my life. I'm creating my life. So I hope this is supportive to you all today. These are the things that we are working on. The stories we're telling about ourselves, the perception that we created from our childhood that's still generating our life that is no longer valuable. And being able to forgive yourself for the ways that you abandon yourself. And so with that, if this is valuable to you today and you want to donate, today is Venus Day, I would love your donations. You can do that at my Cash App, which is Cash App Monique Ruffin, or Venmo, which is @Monique-Ruffin, or PayPal, MoniqueCRuffin@gmail.com. Thank you for your reciprocity. I love all the comments and everything, you know, and you can just say thank you. Like, thank you is a great way to create reciprocity. Literally, like, thank you. If you don't want to donate, there are other ways you can do that. And you can ask yourself, how can I be in reciprocity with this work? The reason you want to be in reciprocity with the work is because when you give, you actually fully receive the work. Like, there's an opening that allows you to take it in. And when you're not in reciprocity with it, you just don't really take it in. All right, peace and blessings. Bye-bye.